Welcome back to a successful, difficult run for the True Survivor trophy in Oregon Trail. This, as I said in the previous video, is my fourth full run. It is a successful run on the difficult difficulty, which is really, I have to wrap my brain around that every time I say that. This is the first time I've said it on the video in this series, but it bothers the heck out of me that I have to call the difficulty difficult. There are two difficulties that you can successfully complete a run of in order for the True Survivor trophy: difficult or survivor. So we're going the easier difficulty with difficult. Okay, that's out of the way. Let's move on. As I said, this is the fourth full run of the game. You need to play through the game 5 full runs for the marathon trophy, and I will be completing the fifth easy run, probably streamed either on YouTube Live after all of these videos are published and on YouTube, just so I can keep things kind of in order, or possibly on Twitch at imaginary_completionist. So look for that after these videos come out and are done. Hope to see you there. So, as you might notice if you watched the previous episode, the previous video, thanks for tuning in to the previous episode. If you watched the previous video, you probably might notice that this unfortunately does not pick up directly after I stopped in the previous video. One of the great things about Share Factory is that it only, and the PlayStation 4 capture equipment, the feature that allows you to record your gameplay and share it with others in a format such as YouTube, as I'm using it here. The problem with it is it only records an hour, and it deletes, as you keep playing, it deletes everything that happened before that 60 minutes of content until you hit record, and there you go, you get the 60 minutes recorded and archived for you to use later on. Unfortunately, I thought my eyes were on the clock and I thought I had exactly an hour of content, but apparently I must have gone a little further than I thought. So I think the only thing that you missed was me probably going about one town. I don't think much happened, and I did not compare my supplies at the end of last run to my supplies here at the beginning, but it doesn't look like we're in too much trouble. It looks like we have a lot of stuff there. So, and we're gonna run through our routine as mentioned before. We're gonna scavenge between the hours of 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. Our hope is to get money, to get scraps, to get ammo, and we will be getting a lot of food, which we will probably turn around most of the time into a resource for health for my crew, as well as a possible lucrative way of making money by reselling in certain towns for a good price. So, one thing I wanted to do, this is going to be a full hour, as I mentioned, of content, and there's another hour. I'm not entirely sure how much is, I'm sorry, I do know. It's another hour that I recorded after this, and it is directly after this, so there's no more, you're not going to miss any other content of this run. Except for what we just missed at the beginning of this one. There's another hour that I recorded, and then after that I recorded about 40 minutes of content from my Twitch stream that I did last night, and that has a trophy that I've actually been trying to achieve in previous runs, and you're actually going to be able to see that pop on screen, which I'm so excited about, because I did not use Share Factory for that. But then as soon as I got that trophy and I completed that task, as I got close to the final city of the run, I kind of wanted to just take a moment and get everything together. So I stopped, I took a moment, and then I went back to just playing it on my PS4 and saving the footage afterwards. So there will probably be another 3 videos after this one. So about 5 videos in total, and this is an hour, the next one's an hour, the stream from Twitch is about 40 minutes, and then the final town, or maybe 2 towns of this run is about 30 minutes, and that will go up after that. So so we're looking at about 5 runs and about 3 hours and 20 minutes left of this playthrough, and the previous video was about half an hour. So it's a good set of content, and I think along the way there's going to be some tips and things we can look at, but I don't know if it's going to be necessary to give commentary to 100% of the content here. So we'll take it as we go, and we'll see what happens. And the Twitch stream, oh yeah, that didn't have any audio. We'll talk about that probably the closer we get to it. I want to add a little suspense for how that works out. And I may have already blown it, but who cares? Anyway, so as you can see, our supplies aren't doing too bad. We got some money, we got some fuel, we got ammo. We're doing good. We already have the muffler that helps us sneak past zombie hordes automatically, and at the very end of the last video, we were able to purchase the carrier, I think it's called, that is an upgrade that sits on the top of the car, and that protects the fuel, which is one of the most important things in this run. You want to have as much fuel as possible. You want to keep that fuel. Also, you'll notice that Delta here has been bit by a zombie. I still do need the trophy that you get for turning into a zombie, Life on the Other Side, but I didn't want to get halfway through this difficult run and turn into a zombie and then die. I also didn't want to struggle through and I am still looking at gravestones, we'll talk about that in a second. I didn't want to struggle through half of this game keeping my health up by using medkit after medkit after medkit, because the zombie bite makes their health decline rapidly, and it's always continual. It'll never go away, and there's no way to cure a zombie bite. This is one of those many zombie games, and that's usually paramount. If you have a zombie bite, that's it. You're infected, and that's the end of it. So, but this one, nobody turns into a zombie unless you let them pretty much die, and you can keep them alive for a very long time, and that's what we're going to do throughout this run with Delta and anyone else who might get bitten. Suspense. I wanted to focus a little bit on, during this video here, on the trophies for this game, and also I think it's also important to mention why I'm streaming this game, why I have videos up for this game. And essentially what happened was, as I mentioned in the previous video, the very first reason I I turned my interest to this game was the Beard Bros, the Completionist's second channel, I guess you could call it, that he does with 2 or 3 of his friends, where they just kind of do like live streams and they play games together, and they show the content on YouTube. They played this game, and I'm pretty sure it was just 2 videos that they put up, 2 streams, but they had a lot of fun with it, and it was fun watching them, and it brought back a lot of memories. So I kind of made me say, yeah, this is a kind of a game that I should have on my channel anyway, because it's resource management. It's all this great stuff that I love doing, survivalist, procedural generated. But the other thing is that pretty much a week into me playing this, I realized another reason I love this game so much is because it was a Vita game that I played at work. It was something that kept me entertained for 4 or 5 days, and something that if I played it on, the PS3 or the PS4 at the time, I probably would have had a different experience, and I really enjoyed playing on the Vita. And the news that has come out recently about the fact that content like this, not this game in particular, this is again on the PS4, so you're not going to lose this game, but content like this that is only on the Vita or in the previous generation on the PS3, well, I guess now 2 generations ago, the PS3, there's so much content that's going to be gone. And so the first thing I wanted to do was I wanted to work on a trophy guide, and I wanted to stream a game, and I wanted to do some experimenting with streaming and my new microphone and some new software I just got, and so on and so forth, and my Twitch channel. But I also wanted to highlight a game that was also available on the Vita, and kind of I'm hoping to focus on a couple PS3 and maybe another Vita title or 2 before those stores close in July and August. I think the PS3 I think is July 1st. I don't have that information in front of me, but I'm pretty sure it's early in July for PS3, and then the end of August, I think, for some reason the date, the 27th, sticks in my mind, of August for the Vita stores. And then once those stores close, all digital content that hasn't been published on a disc is gone forever, which is very sad. So I'm hoping to put up some information, maybe even some lists of games that I advise. In a previous YouTube stream where I'm pretty sure my microphone was working, I'm pretty sure it was the second to last stream that I did, so I'm pretty sure the mic was working. I offered some of my favorites from the Vita list, but maybe I'll put a list together for the PS3 as well. Just games that I just want people to know about before they lose the chance to experience. But from now until the summer months, I'm hoping to hopefully highlight a couple titles that people should play before they lose their chance to play, and maybe we'll do some guides along the way. Anyway, so that was the reason why I picked this game. And as I mentioned previously, my very first stream on this account, the secondary account of mine, just so I could show the trophies popping and everything, was done on Twitch. The very first run was done on Twitch, and it went fairly well. It was a very good run. Unfortunately, I didn't archive the video. I didn't know how to. I thought you finish it, and then there's some button you hit, and you link your YouTube account, and magically it goes over to YouTube, and you have nothing else you got to do. That's not how it works at all. But I wanted to just highlight a couple of trophies that I've already gotten on this account, and when I got them, and how, maybe some tips and so forth. So the first set of trophies that I got on here was Fording Master, which is basically getting through 3 of the zombie hordes randomly as you leave a town. I'm almost positive it's only when you leave a town, but maybe it's when you enter a town every now and again on, say, easy difficulty. You will be given a text box that will say there is a zombie horde, and it will describe the zombie horde as either ravenous, docile, agile, something with an A, active maybe. And there's like one other descriptor on what the horde is like, and basically that's describing the size of it and whether or not it's going to be super dangerous to try to just fly through there or sneak through there or whatever. And then it gives you the option to do one of those things, to sneak through, to fight your way through with guns, to hire other people to fight with you. There's a lot of different options. So as long as you get through 3 zombie hordes successfully and don't get caught up in the horde and have items taken away, then you will get Fording Master. And that was one of the I think 4 trophies I got in my first stream. I Can't Do It is another trophy, and what that is when you have a member of your party that you first decide you're going to kill, and then when you're in the animation where it's you holding the gun and your team member standing on the other side of the screen, and you simply don't shoot, eventually you will get that trophy. I Can't Do It. So that's the second trophy that we got. And the other one, I'm just looking through my list here. I'm pretty sure Fat Cat I got on my first run. Fat Cat you get for having $1,000 in your wallet, $1,000 of money. As you can see right there, I have 66. It's not cumulative. You have to have 1,000 at that time, and even on easy, getting 1,000 is quite difficult. You really have to work at it. You really have to work at it. And you know what? No, I'm almost positive that was my second run. So that might be in my streams for the second easy run here on YouTube. But if not, that's what you need to do. And the way to get that is you can start an easy run. You can put a lot of your points into the money, and if you put all your points into the money, I think you end up with $500. And then what you need to do from there on out is scavenge, sell everything you get, do every job you can, and just keep making money and try to spend as little as you can until you have 1,000, and then you'll get that right away. The other one that I got during my first stream was Make the Call, and that's basically when a member of your party needs to be killed, and you actually go through the animation and kill that person. If they're bit by a zombie, if they are incapacitated, they're just going to eventually die anyway. And I think maybe if they have a disease and their health is really low, maybe taking them out will get you the trophy, but I would imagine it's probably better to wait until they're incapacitated and just take care of it then, and you will definitely get the trophy then. For the most part, I'm fairly certain those are the only ones that I got in my first run, but unfortunately, even in my second and third runs, if I did get a trophy, it wouldn't show up, because even streaming on YouTube from the PlayStation, you're not going to see the trophy show up. Some of those trophies that I got, it may have been my first run. It does look like it was my first run. but no, I'm sorry. No, it was the second video. It was the second video, so it must have been my second run. Or the end of my first run. Again, I have no idea. I'm going to have to go back and look. But I know a guy. You need to finish a run, and I'm positive this is my second run. You need to finish a run with one of your party members being named Ramiro, which keeping certain party members alive is pretty tricky, because even on easy, there's always a random chance one of your party members is going to get grabbed. The problem I had in my first run or two, that I had kind of lost the ability to aim properly from the time I played it on my main account back on the Vita a couple of years ago, was it's very hard to tell when you're gonna either shoot your party member in the head or the person who's holding them captive in the head. It's just a fine line between hitting the wrong person in the head. So some of them I lost, some of them I even probably killed myself accidentally. So keeping any party member alive is tricky, and getting one particular party member all the way to the end of the game and finishing the game and succeeding in completing your run, and having that person named Ramiro after George Romero, who made the Dawn of the Dead, Night of the Living Dead, all that kind of stuff. Having him survive, having someone with that name survive, it's a little tricky, but it did work in the second run that we did. Fully upgrade your station wagon. That's another thing I did in my second run. It takes a little bit of money and a little bit of time, but you just need to make sure that you're getting upgrades to the 5 different areas of the car. Once you have all 5, you get Pimp Your Ride. Silver Bullet is kill 25 zombies without missing a shot. That I got on my second run. And Zombicide, kill 500 zombies. I don't think I got that until my third run. But you definitely have an opportunity to kill a lot of zombies in this game. There's no platinum in this game. This is just a 100% completion. And so when I started the third run, the things that we were going for were to locate your own gravestone, which is Deja Vu. That's the name of the trophy. And for most of the first few runs, I hadn't died at all. So stumbling upon my tombstone just wasn't going to happen. I finally did die because of that failed difficult run. And I think I ran a quick run in between run 3 easy and this run here. I think I went in and died 1 or 2 more times just so there was extra tombstones. And in the end it does work out, but we will not look at that for another 2 videos until then. But the other ones that we're still going for is Life on the Other Side, Become a Zombie, True Survivor, obviously, for this video here, Marathon, beat the game 5 times, and Don, Bill, and Paul's Curse, which is someone has to die of dysentery. And it's funny, just for fun, when I did see Gerard and his friends playing this back in the beginning of March, it did kind of inspire me to download the game and play it. And I did play it on my first played it on my European account, which is my third account. And the first 2 trophies I got, the only 2 trophies I got, were Make the Call and the Dysentery trophy. So you gotta watch out for those boos. So it's kind of funny that it's one of the very last ones we're probably going to get in this run, but we will get it eventually. So as you can see, we are going through the routine that we will be doing pretty much the entire run. There's not probably going to be a big need for me to do commentary for the second half of this video, so we'll probably end it fairly soon here, because what we're doing is we're basically getting to every town and then making sure that we leave the hours of 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. open for scavenging, like what I'm doing right here. Let's see, we're at 1 p.m., so 2 more scavenging opportunities here today. And we're also making sure that our party members are healthy and that the car is healthy, that bar is a little further towards the right instead of where it was right now. I think I probably need some scraps or some money or something. And maybe that's why I haven't done it. But yeah, we're doing that, and then when the scavenging hours are done, when everyone's healthy, when the car's repaired, then we start looking at doing trades, and we are focusing on keeping as much ammo as possible, absolutely keeping as much fuel as we can keep our hands on, which thankfully we have the upgrade that protects our fuel on the top of our car. So we're not going to lose too much fuel, but there's always the random chance that one of the party members will be messing with the fuel and will lose like 6 cans of fuel on us. It could always happen, and it happens. Not that big of a number that we lose, but we do lose a couple fuels that way. So we're running through this routine here, and we're going to try to keep it up as best as we can. We're going to focus on keeping the fuel, keeping the ammo, and we're going to scavenge every single day when we have the opportunity. The one thing I don't do in this run, just because I'm either lucky or this routine works very well, I don't have to stop too often while on the road for anything. I certainly don't need to stop for repair or to trade for more fuel too many times, if at all, in this run. I know I probably have to stop at least once to repair the car, because I think the health of the car goes all the way down once, and I might have to find one tire. I could be wrong though. But as far as fuel and everything else, we have a pretty decent city to city run without having to stop for anything. And I also don't stop at any point during our travels to scavenge, because, as I said, I was very lucky in this run. This run went very well. But we are keeping up with this routine and trading, trying to just make sure that we have at least one of the 3 things that the car needs: muffler, battery, and tires. We're making sure that the car is repaired well. We're looking for ammo, as I said. We're looking for, basically anything you can get your hands on, but not trading it for something that you're going to need later on. I don't think there's much more to say about what you're seeing here. It is pretty much a consistent game loop. You will see me stopping and looking for tombstones, and sometimes I will be getting supplies when I do that. Other times I'll have to shoot zombies in the head. It's the best way to handle those situations. There will be a few car chases where we're pitted against some like snow plows and things like that. The only motorcycle mini game in this run was in the previous video, and I think we also had a zombie deer mini game in the previous video, and that I don't think that'll happen again. I believe it's either, I can't really remember which of the next 3 or 4 videos we're going to go through is going to have it, but at some point I have a zombie bear show up as a boss fight in one of my scavenging runs, but that might not be until this third or fourth video, so you might not see it in this one. The other things that, as I mentioned before, we have combat training in Medkit Scavenger and Money Scavenger eventually during this run. We may not have it yet. I'm not entirely sure, and I know I don't look at it at any point in the near future. And there's one more that we get later on. Oh, that's right at the end of the run. We'll leave that for we'll leave that little bit of mystery for later. But anyway, we're about halfway through the run here, and I think I'm just gonna let the game play out for itself for a while here. And if I see any tips, maybe I'll come back in. But for the most part, there's no reason for me to bore you with my voice over and over again. Oh, and see here we have automatically sneak through. So we already have that upgrade. That's the muffler that we have. That's a great resource and saves us a lot of worry. And as I mentioned in the previous video, I'm not sure if we waste bullets, if we use our ammo when we fight through the crowd. But having that muffler just takes all the worry of those situations away. And we are still replacing some of the car parts as you go on, and of course the further on you go, the closer you get to safe haven, the more problems happen to your car, the more wear and tears on your car. And also, we are not stopping for any text, like multiple choice things on the side of the road kind of stuff. The only thing I'm looking for is tombstones. Anything that's happening on the side of the road, we're ignoring and we're moving on. And we're also keeping our zombies alive and keeping our health up. I get pretty lucky with med kits. I get pretty lucky with pretty much everything in this run. So you're not going to see a lot of frustration. You're not going to see a lot of need to juggle resources, to juggle supplies, and fight to make sure that everyone stays alive. It goes fairly well. So this, that's the great thing about these games. You never know what you're going to get. And it's part of the fun, it's part of the adventure, it's part of the excitement. And it's what, it's why this game is on my channel. This is another mini game that will happen a couple times. A couple times throughout the run. Anyway, I'm kind of losing the thread here, so I'm gonna get off the microphone for a little bit and let part of this run play without commentary, and I'll come back if there's any meat. Otherwise, hope you can learn a few things from this video. Hope it helps, and take care.